Sorry for the poor bastard who thought I was a trophy. I have many wonderful qualities, but the epitome of beauty and grace I am not. Same. I'm more of a participation trophy. Lol. I've been accused of being a trophy wife by my husband's family. I don't feel any kind of way about it. I would be unhappy if I were financially trapped in a loveless relationship. But that's not the case, sir. People can think what they like. Does he treat you as a status symbol? I would enjoy it and just work on my hobbies all the time. I'd gaff what people think of me. Honestly, that's a vibe. I'm not particularly hot and my current, absolutely wonderful, partner is just as broke as I am. But in an alt universe, more money and unlimited free time to exercise, do my hobbies, work on passion projects, socialize, obsessively clean to my heart's desire, or hire someone else to if I'm not feeling it, sounds pretty fun. Especially if my alt partner wasn't a total asshole, lol. It's a hard one. When I think of a trophy wife, I essentially think of a really good-looking young woman with zero personality. It almost feels like a backhanded compliment. It's not. It's a straight-up insult. I wouldn't mind it being a part of a composite whole. The implications are that I'm hot and my husband is successful, so that's lit. As long as there's actual depth of feeling and mutual appreciation in addition, which I have in my marriage, I wouldn't mind that being part of our vibe. Tangentially, the owner of the company my dad used to work for is a billionaire. His wife is like 20 years younger. He married her for her looks and she married him for his money, but they're really happy together and clearly care very deeply for each other. So it doesn't have to be shallow or a bad thing. Lots of people get together for the right reasons and are unhappy. Lots get together for the wrong reasons and are happy. I think I agree. Who really cares as long as both people in the relationship are happy and agree to it? I got with my partner because he's amazing and smart and sweet and treats me like a grand princess, as much as he can with not much extra money to spend, but I wouldn't be upset at all if he suddenly became a millionaire and started spoiling me and showing me off a ton. As long as the connection between us stays as strong, who cares what other people think? I'm fat and disabled, so I'd be mostly confused. I'm physically not quite the type people usually think of when you say trophy wife. Same. I'd feel surprised, intrigued, somewhat flattered. It's not like I can work anyway. When I was like 20, I dated this guy a few years older than me who kept trying to buy my love and affection even from very early on. I ended it after a few dates because it made me very uncomfortable. He tried throwing the fact that he could have taken care of me, and I never would have had to work in my face like it was a good thing. I was applying to graduate schools at the time. Like, I'm not getting these degrees to just sit there, no thanks. Which I told him, and he said I was too good looking to be anything other than a trophy wife. At the time I was just offended. With some hindsight I'm a bit flattered he at least thought I was attractive enough to be a trophy wife. Lol. I had almost this exact same experience. And yeah, I was super uncomfortable and cut it off too. Now a decade later I'm like, would have been nice to own 7+ homes in Los Angeles, but, oh well lol. Love my broke husband. My aunt is proudly a trophy wife. It works for her because she's honest and unashamed about it. I couldn't do it. I'd rather be poor and in love than rich, prized, but loveless. Is your aunt in a loveless marriage? Does the husband know? I've always wondered how much the other one knows about the arrangement. No thank you. I want a partner who is with me because of our romantic chemistry, compatibility, common passions and shared values, not to use me as a status symbol. Maybe a participation trophy wife. I am not first place trophy wife material. I don't make nearly enough food from scratch for that. I think the idea is that you are the trophy your husband won for being successful. Ergo, like a trophy, you don't have to do anything other than look good. It's not the trophy you win for being a good wife. Not my thing. I pride myself on my independence and my accomplishments. And I'm not that cute. Also, does being a trophy wife kind of imply a more superficial or conditional relationship between husband and wife, or is this just a weird preconception I have? I feel that I am not a possession, nor is my sole purpose to be someone's wife. Not good. It's one thing to be mistaken as a trophy wife, but to actually be one is completely different. I believe a trophy wife is a wife you have solely for her looks and to boost your status, and not out of any love or esteem towards her as a person. I personally prefer long-term committed and loving relationships, which makes me incompatible for that type of arrangement. I'd feel very unhappy with a man who didn't respect or value my inner qualities, as well as probably very insecure in the relationship itself, thinking, if it's solely based on my looks, I could be replaced the minute he finds someone prettier or I start to age. I hate the idea of becoming a trophy wife. I've had enough partners in the past put me on a pedestal because I was tall, skinny, blonde, and an engineering student. I'm not very skinny or blonde these days. The reality was that I wasn't seen as their equal, I was an object of affection. They had this idealized version of me in their heads, and eventually I would burst that bubble by being a human being with human flaws. My fiancé sees me as a real person and an equal, which is why I fell in love with him. TLDR, I hate being patronized. Easily replaceable and on a limited time frame. Nervous. Honored. Honestly, same. I think the whole concept is gross. To me, a trophy wife is a woman who a man marries basically to show off. She is a prize as a reward for something, I guess him being rich, successful. That doesn't really sound like the foundation of a good marriage. As a woman that always have suffered from low self-esteem, I would love to someone make me feel like a trophy. I think this question comes to much deeper, but women who could fit in probably will not feel happy being there. And people who are way off to fit may always want to fit in that role. The forbidden fruit peach. Trophy wife is a BS term made for people to judge a relationship they don't understand. If you marry for money, you will earn every penny. Hard no from me. Not good. I don't want to be seen like that. I want to be seen as a person, not an asset like a business or a good investment. I don't want to be seen as an archetype. I want to be seen and valued as an individual. Trophy wife implies that I'm good for what I bring, give, have, not for who I am. That I'm something to be won rather than loved and appreciated. It's interesting to me how some women are willing to be seen as objects as long that object is shiny. It seems like it would be stressful to know your partner only regarded you as a prize he was owed for attaining a certain level of wealth or power, and that he would willingly discard you for a newer, more attractive model, like trading in a car. It must put a lot of pressure on someone to be treated like their only worth is to decorative for someone else's pleasure. Humiliated, possibly. Disappointed in realizing I am nothing but a status symbol. Frustrated that there is no actual feeling or love. Luckily I am anything but show-off material. I wouldn't want that. When I got older he could exchange me for a newer model or whatever, and I'd have zero hireability. I'm not the type of person that likes to show off. Has to have the priciest clothing and jewelry, so that wouldn't appeal to me. Also, I'd most likely have to throw big parties and entertain people, which is exactly what I hate doing. Also, the type of man that would have a trophy wife is likely to be away a lot and have a demanding type of personality: lawyers, doctors, politicians, bankers, businessmen, hedge fund managers, etc. I've met some guys like this and have always thought I'd hate to be married to one. I don't have a problem with anyone that likes this arrangement, but it's not for me personally. Just couldn't, but will be working my ass off so my future wife, now girlfriend, is able to be a SAHM like she wants to. I don't think mothers enter this category though. It's a full-time job. I would find it degrading. You are not a trophy or an object of any kind. You are a human being. You are not just someone's wife. It's another phrase that promotes sexism, IMO. I had the trophy wife life. And it's not the dream you'd want it to be. I made more dollar than husband when I married him. He, slightly older, didn't age well. I did. We lived in a neighborhood with the majority second wives per second family homes. The, "It's so nice your grandpa walks you to school," or, "damn" neighborhood. In other words, the trophy wife life. I actually hate the term. It is a power differential term, a "you're so lucky to have him" attitude. We made choices. I became SAHM when his career move made my salary irrelevant. I worked in schools, volunteered in neighborhood and cared for house and family. He worked. Problem is, he began to believe the hype. I did too sometimes. He took financial liberties. He spoke down to me. I don't want to say where the line was for me, but the wheels fell off. I left. It's not completely the fault of the trophy wife term. He did use it as a compliment originally. I've got the trophy wife with the bod, the looks, and the brains. But it became a "you're lucky to have me" lifestyle that I didn't need or want. Nauseated face. Whilst it would be nice to be spoiled and such, I know that I could never bring myself to be happy and content with myself in that position. I would always be yearning for more, and I reckon I would become deeply self-destructive in an attempt to make myself happy in an unfulfilled situation. After working full-time for a few years, and being the breadwinner in my marriage, I'm now thinking that maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to be a trophy wife and just be able to live life every day. Even if people thought I was only in it for the money, I love my husband and I know he loves me regardless of who is the high earner in our marriage. It felt awesome, and I would go back and do it again. I walked away from the marriage with a lot of connections, beautiful clothes, shoes, and a home of my own in the end. Afterwards I was able to pay off my student loans, get started in a career, and enjoy feeling secure and comfortable in my life. There were no downsides. If it's not too intrusive, may I ask why it ended? Also, can't figure out if I'm wording this oddly, but being genuine, I'm happy for you that it was a really positive experience and you liked it. Not interested. Being an objectified trophy, prize to show off for someone else is dehumanizing. Someone who uses you as a possession to boast about and aggrandize themselves is not a good partner and does not see or respect you as a fully human individual. Even a proud and treasured possession is still just a possession. If they only care about how others envy them for having you, then they don't actually love or respect you.